So today I'm going to go over 5 simple processes or simple tactics that you can use to get your customer away from your sticker price and onto different strategies that you can use to help them lower their costs. Okay. Now, bottom line is you're going to be able to add to this list yourself, because I'm sure your company has a lot of different things you can do that can lower your customers' costs without lowering your sticker price. Okay. So the first one we're going to come up with is cost per use benefits. Okay. Now listen, you can have the best product or service in the world. You can have the best, you can have a product that lasts longer than your competition does. But if you can't tell them what these cost per use benefits are, and if you can't, quantify those cost per use benefits by applying a dollar value to them, then it doesn't matter. Okay. So bottom line is, when your customer starts complaining about the price of your product being too high, you got to immediately think, you know what? They're not really concerned about the price. They're actually concerned about their cost going up. So how does my product that lasts longer and has stronger cost per use benefits, how does it save them money? Show them how it saves them money. Okay. The second one we're going to go after is we're going to go after freight. Okay. Now, look, every single company, including your own, is concerned about the cost of freight. What they're really concerned about is the per unit freight cost on incoming parts and raw materials. Okay. So bottom line is, companies just like yours are concerned about their per unit freight cost. So your customer is concerned about this as well. The one time you may be able to justify a lower price is if you can increase the volume on the order. That's a concession you can grant. But you don't just have to, ship more and lower your price in order to save them money on freight. You may actually have better freight rates to their location. Maybe they could piggyback on your freight bill. Okay? There's a lot of ways you can use freight to your advantage in order to lower your customers' per unit freight costs on incoming parts. That's another way that you can save them money. Okay? So think about ways that you can use your own strength in freight, if you have it, to lower your customers' per unit freight costs on incoming parts. The third one is warehousing. Okay? Now these two go hand in hand. Bottom line is, you may have a warehouse in close proximity to your customer. Maybe you can ship product to that little warehouse in advance and reduce the cost of freight from that warehouse to their location. Okay? So this is another way to save your customer money. And when you stop and think about it, a customer that you're talking to, if you're talking to the purchasing department or the owner of the company, these are basically, the per unit freight costs on incoming parts and warehousing. This is a company's cost to finance inventory. Okay? And these are serious costs. They don't correlate to the price of your product. But if you can lower the per unit freight costs on incoming parts and help your customer lower their warehousing costs, yeah, you're going to save them money. You don't have to do it by lowering your price. Okay. Now the fourth is what's called consignment inventory. Okay. Now there's a lot of pros and cons to consignment inventory. I've got a bunch of posts on my blog about consignment inventory. Bottom line, consignment inventory is going to do 2 and 3 for you, and it'll save them a lot of money. It'll save your customer a lot of money without impacting your sticker price. Okay. Consignment inventory just basically involves shipping your customer one lump sum that will last them for anywhere from a couple of months, 6 months to a year. So you're going to lower their per unit freight costs. You're going to lower their warehousing costs, because in reality, when you ship them this large sum, they're only invoiced for the amount that they use in the month that they use it. So they lower their per unit freight costs on incoming parts. They lower their warehousing costs. And let's say the fifth one right here is quality. Okay. Now, look, a lot of guys say quality and cost per use is the same thing. It doesn't have to be, but what you're trying to do here is, if your quality of your product relieves like a stress of the customer, you got to be able to quantify that in such a way that speaks to how you're saving them money. Bottom line, guys, a customer's concern about price is a concern that is rooted in costs. Okay, when they say your price is too high, what they really mean to say is, you're going to raise my costs, and I can't allow that to happen. Bottom line is, you got a better product, lasts longer, show your customer how. Okay? If you've got freight advantages and warehousing advantages, show your customer how that can save them money. Come up with unique ideas like consignment inventory. Look at your quality of your product. Now look, this is only 5 here. This list could go on and on and on. But what you got to understand is when you get your customers away from looking at your sticker price and onto the real problem at hand, and the real problem is they don't want their costs to go up, it doesn't mean you have to lower the price of your product in order to help them save money. There's a whole bunch of ways you can do this. So that's it. Don't let this intimidate your salespeople. Don't let this claim of high pricing intimidate your salespeople. Come up with a list of things that you can save your customer money without lowering your price. So that's it. Take care. Ian Johnson, DriveYourSuccess.com. Bye-bye.